questions I'd like to you to focus on is why you joined the course, how you benefited from it, what was challenging while you were on the course, especially during the start, and what helped, and how is it helping you now? So really, a warm welcome, Terence.
Thank you, Shailene. I hope everyone can hear me. Yes, good. Yeah, thank you very much for asking me to come and join this session. I have made some notes to which I will refer as we go through on the 4 questions which you've raised. But I'm going to jump straight in, why I joined the course. And I think you've already given that away to everyone. It was gifted to me by a friend of mine, Chantal, who I've been working with on a voluntary basis, helping her with some business issues she's going through at the moment. But she's been very aware, something I've not really hidden, but nor do I shout about it. For many years, I've been suffering from depression, and it was my inability to cope with that, which has resulted in many significant life changes over the last several years. And it was something which went undiagnosed for a very long time. I just thought it was my mood, and I just had to live with it. When it was diagnosed, medication was tried and retried and tried again. Eventually, I took myself off it, and I've just been looking for a different way. And so this course was recommended to me by Chantal as a means of, amongst other things, dealing with my depression. And I'm very grateful that I had the opportunity to take this course. So that's how I benefited from the course, I suppose, is one way in dealing with my depression, but I want to be a little bit more specific. The first thing, which has been a very important part of my life, is in establishing a routine. It's because I've been out of work for a long time because of my illness. And with that comes, for me, I'm afraid, a lack of focus, a lack of routine, and the prolonged low moods and general unhappiness. So with this program and the Happy Life Habits, I now have a routine, which is, I mean, on the face of it, it's very simple. It does require me to change the way I behave and the way that I think. And so that's been a principal benefit to me. Also, in recognizing how much there is in my life for which I am very grateful. Depression aside, which is an awful illness, and I know there are many people who suffer from it, there is still so much for which I am grateful. I mean, number one, I'm still alive, and that's no mean feat in itself. And also, that's the gratitude, which the primary purpose is recognizing what I have and being grateful for it. And that gratitude then sort of became a habit in itself. And I've heard some of you talking about the way you're interacting with people on a day-to-day basis, and it adjusted my mood and my general outlook on life as to being something which is much more positive rather than negative. My approach to life historically has, no matter how it's gone, whether it's been good or it's been bad, I've always looked for the negative side of it. There's always been something which has changed my mood for the worse. And I don't know why I've done that. It's in many ways out of my control. It's my mind that takes over. And the mind is so powerful, it will go wherever it wants to go. And this course has helped me to refocus it and to spend more time recognizing what there is to be grateful for. So that I think was one of the big changes, one of the big benefits from the course, enabling me deal with my depression in a different way. Now, the challenges that I faced, I mean, it seems quite ridiculous because it is very simply 5 minutes at the start of the day and 5 minutes at the end of the day. But finding that 5 minutes was a real challenge, because in establishing a routine, I became very set in my ways and in the order of doing things at the start of the day and at the end of the day. Well, the start of the day, to be honest, was much more rigorous than it was at the end of the day. And just finding that 5 minutes, I could often miss it because of the other procedures I was going through in my newly structured day. But what I found out through the course, and Shailene has already touched on this, is it doesn't matter if I miss a day or if I miss a 5 minutes. I can pick it up at any time. If I don't do it before I brush my teeth, or I don't do it after I brush my teeth, I can pick it up at any time during the day and just refocus myself and just remind myself that there is so much in life to be thankful for. How is it helping me today? Which was the last point, just very quickly. It's keeping that routine going. And I'm not, it's not 100%. I don't do it every day. I'm the first to admit that. But there are times when it comes in useful at the most extraordinary occasions. I'll give one example. Recently, I went to hospital for some checkups, and I thought I was just going in, go to hospital, have a few tests, and I'd come home. So I wasn't prepared to be staying in hospital at all. After those tests were done, I was admitted to hospital, and so I had to stay there. I was completely unprepared. I had nothing with me. I had no change of clothing, no wash bag, no books or anything to amuse me. What I did have was a pen and a notebook. And one of the things that I did, because there are endless hours of nothing happening in a hospital, I just sat down and wrote a gratitude list. And it's the easiest thing in the world. And I didn't have my gratitude book with me, but I had in my mind the outline and identifying, first of all, what it is for which I am grateful, what it is I hope to achieve today. And I mean, some of those days it's just staying alive. And that's both for which I'm grateful and both to be achieved during that day. And the daily affirmation is so important for me, because I have to remind myself that I am still alive, that I am good enough, and there is so much for which I am grateful. And again, I share what others have said about it's changed my attitude towards other people. And I get up early every morning. I'm up at 5 o'clock every morning, and I have an early morning walk. Of course, it's still dark outside these days, but I go on these walks and I still pass people, and even though you can barely see their faces in the darkness, just a smile and a nod and a good morning makes a tremendous difference. It doesn't matter if there's no response from them. It gives me that feeling that I'm doing something good for myself and hopefully for somebody else. It's up to them whether they take it or not, but I benefit greatly from it. It's that change of, I think, mood, change of attitude, but changing the way that I think and approach each day. That's been the most significant change for me. I still have my down days. I still suffer from depression, but I have a new way of dealing with it that doesn't involve medication. I think I'll leave it there.